Well, it helps your elocution if you have balls in your mouth when you
What
talk.
the? Oni.
Relax, enjoy life coming in hot with the 35 stream watch streak. Anakazi_ coming in hot with the 40 stream watch streak.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just come over here now. You that I don't know what's happening. OBS is running like shit, like absolute refresh shit, and my CPU is fine. It's at 21%. Actually, no, it's not. It's at 75. OBS is running anywhere from 50% of my CPU to 35%. It's never run that high before, ever. I mean, ever. So it might be an OBS update because I did skip the last one that it flashed at me before I started this stream. That's very possible. I'm not sure, but I may need to restart if this persists because I keep getting an encoder error. I did not miss your streak. You don't get points for that one, but thank you very much for the 35 stream streak. Faye said her streak is intact, so that's good because I goofed and did that stream a few days ago. Thank you, Oni. Fresh OBS install. Oh god, it's like a nightmare on top of everything else that's going. So yeah, I'm just gonna turn the camera off because the camera, I'll show you what the camera looks like. The camera's doing this, and no, I can't play like this. So for the sake of, you know, having a VOD that looks, you know, not like crap, we're just gonna do it this way. Turn this down. Let me find a hour-long track I can use real quick, because right now this is just the opening to Ruins May just playing on loop. That's what I've been using when I am either coding or otherwise working on a problem. So hang on, let me find one of my hour-long lo-fis. So yeah, first of all, shout out to Russ for hanging out, and then Relax and Oni for helping me while Russ was hanging out in the voice chat trying to get this new GPU up and running off the ground. It has been a labor of love, and I really appreciate their efforts. Having said that, I'm very, very close to ripping this thing out and putting the 3070 back in because it has caused all kinds of problems. I don't even know if I trust Walkabout to play tonight, given that OBS itself is struggling. So we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna give it a try, but my hopes are not super high. I'm not dropping frames, so that's good. Everything's just running like refried ass. All right, yeah, let's get some Persona going. Russ and Relax informed me just before I hit go live that Luke Ross got another DMCA strike. I will say that I haven't talked about the news in my Discord because I've been discussing it with so many other people in other places, but I will very, very quickly give you the quick summary of the two major news stories going around right now, and none of them have to do with the same frame, shockingly. Number one, Meta pretty much killed most of their entire VR division. They have now closed Armature Studios, Sanzaru Games, I'm running through the list, Camouflage, I'm missing one. Camouflage, Armature, Sanzaru. Is that all three? That might be all three. Either way, so that has triggered a lot of either VR is complete. Twisted Pistol, thank you, Oni. A lot of either VR is completely doomed, we're fucked, or hooray, Meta's out of VR. Now Valve can step up and take over. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I'm still waiting for some of the fallout of that and see what some of these devs, because a lot of devs are kind of keeping quiet. I'm guessing they have severance packages and things like that they want to protect, which is perfectly fine by them. But I'm curious to see how many people are open about the issues in the course of the next few weeks. So Landon, welcome in, buddy. I'm sorry I missed your stream earlier. In the course of the headaches of dealing with this new GPU stuff, I got a massive migraine earlier and slept through your entire stream. So I had to do the whole blackout cold compress on the back of my neck thing. Thank you for the shout out for Soane. Please follow Soane. He's a great guy. Plays a lot of rhythm games. Yeah. Harkins works out now. OBS is running like shit, so that's why my camera's off. But I will deal with that after this stream is over. Russ dropped a link, which Russ, I might need you to drop it again, so I don't know if my chat's gonna go back that far. I'm looking for it right now. Never mind, here it is. It's on Reddit, which is debating my existence, but sometimes Reddit can actually be useful. So let's read through this together. Oh yeah, the other news. Luke Ross, who runs who puts out a lot of VR mods, which is basically just attaching the VR controller to a camera. Yeah, encoder overloaded. Consider turning down video settings to use the faster encoding preset. I'm hoping the faster encoding preset will fix that, but we'll see. Anyway, that's the error I'm getting in OBS. It's happening again. It's happening again. Everything's just happening. I don't know what's happening. This is nuts. Come over here. I'm about to turn this camera off on this scene, so hang on. Let me switch to this scene and then turn this camera off. There we go. All right. Come over here. Okay. Luke Ross got his Cyberpunk 2077 mod DMCA'd by CD Projekt Red. It caused a massive uproar in the VR community. There are people saying either basically either he broke the rules, he paid the price, he fucked around and found out, or people saying, why can't they just make a VR mod? Why can't they let him make money off it? Anyway, y'all see where I stand with this. If I let see us, he had it coming, and he's been DMCA before and apparently got it again. So let's check here. All right, so here's the message that went out to his Patreon. Thank you, Russ, for sharing this. If you've been following VR news, you've already know that on January 9, 2026, multi-billion-dollar company CD Projekt SA fired a DMCA notice targeting my Patreon, demanding the takedown of my VR mod for Cyberpunk 2077 because access to the mod is paid. This notice came out of the blue after almost 4 years of absolute silence from the company, despite my earlier attempts, dating back as far as...
Water, drink, water, drink, water, bitch.
Thank you for the hydrate. Dating back as far as 2022 to reach an agreement with them in order to make the conversion official, or at least officially sanctioned. Let me blow this up a bit so you can see it a little bit better. I don't know if that's any bigger for you. Oh, there we go. Okay. Patreon complied with the request right away. Yeah, this is how slow my browser is running, guys. This is how slow my browser is running. Like, I put it 200% 10 seconds ago, and it's taking this long to update. Yeah, those are your intro ads, most likely. Although you shouldn't have gotten pre-roll because I ran ads before the stream started, but okay. More things to figure out. Patreon complied with the quest right away, taking the mod down before even informing me. When I found out what had happened, I immediately contacted the legal department at CD Projekt SA, but again received zero response. Later on, I found a way to get in touch with their VP of business development, who replied politely but without addressing my attempts at finding a solution that would not be hurtful for CP 2077 gamers and VR lovers. After a week and upon further prompting on my side, the legal department finally replied by saying they had no objection to the mod being made available again, provided it is offered entirely free of charge. Yeah, I agree, relax. So we're probably just gonna hang out and chat for like an hour and then call it. As much as I wanted to play Walkabout today, so I might play Walkabout in the Discord or something. If you get, that's what we'll do. We'll hang out and chat for a bit, and then I'll go on the Discord in my voice channel, and we'll play Walkabout there. So if anyone wants to play Walkabout, you're more than welcome to. But that way, if someone else wants to share their view, they can do that. That way, I'm not straining whatever is going on my computer. So we'll do that. So let's say at 9 o'clock, everyone hop over to the voice chat. We'll hang out here till about 9 to let anyone who has another streak pop in. I'll continue in this. You can find more details, click here, that's the link. If you want to if you want to get even more depressed, you can also read about the rampant piracy of my software that immediately followed as a consequence of CD Projekt's actions. Oh my god, we'll do that after Walkabout. Relax if you're still able to be awake. That immediately followed as a consequence of CD Projekt's actions before I could even have a chance to figure out how to make a special version of the framework that provided freebie conversion for 2077 without impacting all the other supported games. The haters of VR and the defenders of some God-given right to free mods for commercial games found me guilty and sentenced us to be punished by taking away what we had worked for. Oh my god. I agree, Oni, which is why I'm resisting doing that. Despite flat to be Mia, thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. I can't even get that sound alert to finish. That's sad. But thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. Despite flat to VR swiftly pouncing to pitch a quote proper end quote conversion by their flat to VR studios, CDPR has not responded. Who knows? Maybe they're worried about the comparison to their Vitcher X Cyberpunk AI-driven 3D conversion glasses. Maybe there's too much difference yet between AI fake 3D and actual stereo VR rendering. I have no idea. Domino effect. Fast forward to today, and another publisher just sent a DMCA takedown notice to Patreon, namely 505 Games for my VR conversion of Ghost Runner. No mention of any terms of service violation this time. Again, Patreon automatically complied. I don't blame them. DMCA law is carefully worded to give infinite power to big companies who only need to write on a slip of paper that they believe their copyright has been infringed in order to nuke from the sky anything they don't like, and give infinite headaches to creators like me who instead have the only recourse of going to court, sustaining huge costs to get through the legal process. Jesus fucking Christ. This is... I'm having a hard time reading this because I'm getting aggravated the more I read this with him, not with what happened. But as a consequence, Patreon, that should be accordance with copyright law, will terminate accounts that are the subject of repeated compliant notifications of claimed copyright infringement. Thus, it is important that you avoid posting material that will subject your account to further claims of copyright infringement. Please note the wording. It doesn't matter whether I'm guilty or not of copyright infringement. My account and the investment you made with your hard-earned money in supporting me can be vaporized discretionarily. Is that a word? Just because of claims. Yeah, he played Ghost Runner on UVR. So what happens now? In light of the, I'm really struggling to read this and not laugh. I'm really struggling. This is okay. In light of the above facts, I'm being forced to take immediate action. I'm making unavailable all versions of the mods and also all the posts related to the wonderful work we have done here together for years, so that there will be no ground for further claims. And since I cannot stop people from subscribing without closing down the account altogether, I'm making it clear in the about and welcome pages that new subscriptions will only have the only effect of supporting me, and that no access to the 40+ conversions can or will be provided at this time. You don't need to unsubscribe. I paused the billing cycle for 1 month so that your pledges will not be renewed automatically, and those of you who are already subscribed will have their access extended for 1 month without further payments. I hope 1 month will be enough for the fog to clear up and to understand what is going to happen to our collective attempt to make VR available for AAA games, to boldly go where no publisher wants to go or to let us go anymore. Ugh. I'm gonna read that sentence again. To boldly go where no publisher wants to go or to let us go anymore. Note that making the mod freely available is by no means the clear-cut solution, hey Brand, that people on the internet would make it to be, because DMCA's superpower is given to big companies, and payment donations needed for complex projects like this one are two completely unrelated matters. We have direct proof that, as you remember, that Take-Two included in their takedown request, also my GTA 5 mod, which had always been completely free. I never even accepted donations for that one. What's up, Scorp? Speaking of which, CD Projekt says that fans can accept reasonable donations for their mods for what is, quote, reasonable. I was quoted several times during these past few years that producing a full-fledged VR conversion for a AAA game requires an investment in the order of several $1 million. He's correct about that. If the original engine team is still available and not already disbanded or busy with the next project, and if the artists are still working on the game assets. Up to tens of millions if a new team has to learn the ropes and intricacies of the engine, and new artists or specialized tools are required to change the graphic settings and animations. This is the one biggest truth he said here. Because everyone's like, why don't they just do it? Because if Luke Ross made it this easily, then surely it'd be easy for CD Projekt Red to be able to just make a VR mod. They should just do it because it's not going to cost them any time or anything. It's just, no. He even acknowledges here the amount of really difficult work that it would take to convert that game to VR. So I'm glad he at least acknowledged that point. It's the one thing I agree with here, other than boldly going where no publisher will allow us to go. Oh my god. Yeah, that's not what he did. I agree. Like, this shit is probably the exact reason why the UVR team made it free. 100%. People on the web are thirsty. People on the web are thirsty for blood because back in the GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 days, an article came out stating that I was raising $20,000 a month. Is that quote reasonable? Assuming that overall the work I poured into making my software support Cyberpunk turning it into the quote most immersive gaming experience end quote some people had in their lives amounted to a few months, say $50,000. Is that quote reasonable according to the arbitrary criteria of Cyberpunk's publisher? Something tells me it wouldn't be considered reasonable, despite being a tiny fraction of the many millions they would have to invest for porting 2077 to VR themselves. Thank you again for acknowledging that. And despite the fact that the cost was entirely financed by passionate gamers and none of it was incurred by CD Projekt. Hopefully we'll find a way together in the next few weeks, but if we can't, we'll always have the memories of the wonderful times we spent in those beautiful virtual worlds. Oh, and by the way, if you have existing copies of the mod that you downloaded here before all of this drama, you will of course be able to use them indefinitely and without restrictions, just like people have been doing for years with our RDR2 mod, as long as the games do not get breaking updates from the publisher. That is the end of it. Holy. You spelled out people asking for promotion codes. All right, yeah. And yeah. Okay. I have so many things to say, but I'm collecting my thoughts here. Rush, you know what's sad? This doesn't even sound like he used AI to write the sob story. Like, this is words he actually thought about and put out there. Yep. This is, man. He inserted his head all the way up his own ass there. Wish I was that flexible. I don't know what I don't even know if touch portal is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Yeah, encoding errors left. That encoding error I'm getting for OBS just keeps flashing out. It just keeps flashing. So definitely not gonna be playing VR on stream tonight. But so we'll hang out for like an hour. We'll hang out till 9 o'clock and then we'll bounce and we'll head out to the Discord. Wow. Okay. What do I even say to this? It is Clay, thank you for the resub, buddy. Having some encoding issues, so I'm not gonna be playing VR tonight. We're just gonna hang out till about 9, then we're gonna hop over to Discord. If anyone else who's playing Walkabout would like to actually share their screen, would be fantastic. So anyone who wants to hang out in chat could be able to watch the golf. Because I am scared to even try to share my video in Discord at this point. And as other people are saying, wow. Mobile doesn't play nice with watch streaks.
Mobile doesn't play nice with watch streaks.
I'm sorry to hear that, Amelia. If you got time, hop on your PC real quick. That should conserve it. Why are we in the middle of a hype train? Oh, all the resub triggers. Never mind. Okay, that's why. That's why. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my phone's not even connecting to touch portal right now, so that's interesting. So everything's broken. Everything is broken. I love it. So obviously you take a break. I wasn't planning on taking a break, but you know, real life happened. Real life happened. So I remember I got pissed when Take-Two took down the GTA 5 mod, and even with the Cyberpunk 2077 mod, I was a little peeved, but now I'm just like, get fucked, loser. Okay, so Bram, what changed your mind? What turned you around on that? I'm curious. The multi-month, I gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. What turned you around on that? Clay, we're talking about the news of the day. There were two major news stories in the 25 days I've been gone. One is Meta pretty much punting all of their VR not all of them, there's still 3 left. Another 4 VR studios out the door, including Salisbury Games, made Asgard's Wrath 2, which is going to be pertinent to you because you're going to be hopefully playing that soon. And then Luke Ross just having a tough time, we'll say it. He's really having a tough time right now, guys. And the Batman games are dirt cheap on Steam, right? They're always dirt cheap. I got those in a bundle for like $10. Or my friend did and gave them to me. But Luke acting like a douche, pretending he has done nothing wrong. Yeah. They're telling they're starting driving it all in. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they have, who's left? Someone help me out. Who's left? Within got shut. I'm sorry, Within did not get shut down, but Supernatural will not get any more updates. So we're left with what? Big Box that makes Population 1, Beat Games that makes Beat Saber. Who's left? They own 8 studios. So let's go back here. let's run through them. Ready at Dawn is no more. Sanzaru Games, no. Twisted Pixel, no. Within, I guess you could say no. They're down to a skeleton crew just for maintenance of the game, but they're not adding more content, and they stopped the subscription model. So all those trainers who made money on Supernatural are gone too. Armature. Hold on. Sanzaru, Camouflage, Armature, Twisted Pixel. Within, that's 5. They're left with Big Box and Beat Games. That's 7. Did I say Ready at Dawn? Ready at Dawn make 8, if I didn't say that one. Eternities are under some official banner. Beat Games, I know is I can confirm is still operating as a separate model. I need to turn that timer off, but I don't really care anymore. Critiquemas was a bomb anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, no, Beat Games is still a separate entity because they are licensing music to make like shock drops and things like that. So I know for a fact, I've had that confirmed to me that they are still separate. I don't know about Big Box. I've asked and I did not get a direct answer there. So I just got Big Box confirmed, or Beat Games confirmed. So yeah. So the interesting thing here for me is, I guess it's someone who is in the Luke Ross community, who is sub to Luke Ross, can explain this to me. When Team Beef puts out the VR mod, it is tied to that specific game. And by the way, Team Beef puts out all their mods for free, but you can donate for early access. So if you want to access to say one of the Star Wars games that they put out, I think there was like a 14 to 28 day delay for the free version, but then you could still, if you subbed or you subbed to their Patreon, you got access to it right when it was ready. Plus their quote early access versions that aren't 100% ready yet. You just have to buy the game to use the mod. Faye, legally, yes, you have to buy the game to use the mod. I know more than one person who has used a free mod and pirated the game, so they didn't pay anything. But yes, in a perfect legal society, you are supposed to buy the game to use the mod. That's correct. Relax. 100%. I subbed to his Patreon when all this started to grab the 2077 mod and BG3 mod before they went poof, and felt icky supporting him, but I wasn't gonna pirate them either. Yeah. Just saw a clip from what looks like a new Jedi Star Wars theme. Excuse me? I mean, you can't get the mod to play a game off of that. That's correct. Yes, that's correct. You cannot get the mod to play off of that. You still have to get the game somehow. A new Star Wars thing. They put out a new Star Wars game a few weeks ago, so I'm wondering if it's that or if they put out yet another game. There's like 20 Star Wars games. Actually more than that. So they could port those to Infinity and Beyond. Witness, thank you for the Prime sub. Holy crap. Mock, thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you, buddy. Wow. Everyone coming out with the subs today. That's a lot. Thank you very much. You're gonna pay for what is now looking like the inevitable Mike needs a new CPU and motherboard too, and DDR5 RAM, which is going to be another roughly $800 or so. Matter of fact, you know what, since we're just bullshitting around, let's go to Micro Center, even though this is going to run like crap. I just want to see how much a bundle is. I'm going to slightly dox myself. I don't live in Marietta, so it's fine. I don't care. Most of you guys know I live in Georgia anyway. I just want to see what the bundles are running right now. Even though I'm not going to buy it, I do not have the money for this. I mean, Mock, I told you were right.
Hype train started.
Mock, I told you were right, but I also didn't have $2,000 to buy everything up front. So if I buy it one piece at a time, it is what it is. Yeah, I said I don't have the money for that. Where are the bundles? There's a bundle. What's this? I spent 900 and some change plus warranty, so $1,000 this last week. I don't have another whatever for this. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's see, a Ryzen 5. If I'm gonna go above a Ryzen. I have a Ryzen 5 5600X right now. For those who don't know, a Ryzen 5 5600X. So I would like to get a little bit higher than that.
Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch.
We got, thank you for the hydrate, appreciate it. Cam is off today because I'm having some major computer issues, so everything's running like ass. Everything's running like ass. So we're only going to be on until 9, and then we're going to hop into the Discord and my voice channel to play Walkabout Mini Golf. So if anyone would like to play golf, come over to the Discord right after this. Aren't those the newer Zen series? I don't know anything about this, Oni, so I'm gonna rely on everyone I know. Thank you. Who is gifting Scorp a sub? Thank you, Anonymous, whoever that was. Scorp, enjoy your emotes and your ad-free viewing. I can't Discord and golf. No. Yeah. If you are just playing golf, we'll just use regular voice chat. I'm just asking someone who might be playing on PCVR to stream it to the Discord. So anyone who's just hanging out in Discord, if you're not golfing, if you just want to hang out and just chat, you're more than welcome to do that. Pretty much is what I'm saying. We're just gonna do a Discord hangout. Pretty much, you know, all these on screen are Janet 2. You know, I would hope so. I bought my computer in 2022, so I would hope that these are newer. Honestly, I think you'd be better off buying the HDD SSD. Use to back up everything first. Press Chris Windows install. Yeah, I'll figure all that out later. I can't afford a new SSD either, so there is absolutely nothing I can afford right now. I need to be very upfront about that. I'm just browsing right now. Just browsing. Okay, so let's see. So the cheapest I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna say if I skip the Ryzen 5, it's gonna be around $500, maybe 600. Okay, at least I know at this point. At least I know at this point, because any motherboard I buy, I'm gonna have to get DDR5 RAM anyway. Because I think DDR4 is pretty much phased out. Someone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. So the 96 gigs of DDR4 I have in my rig right now, or I'm pretty much just gonna sell off. The bones are the way to go. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because I looked at, I mean, the regular price for everything in this bundle was $1,000. It's $750 if I buy it all here. And also looks like 32 gigs is the standard for all these bundles. That's fine. This price are pretty good for how much RAM is now. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I have never put in a motherboard in my life, so I'm going to account for another probably $100 to $200 to pay someone else to do this, because y'all do not know. And before anyone says it's easy, please know I will smack you. Y'all do not know the amount of anxiety I had for to put in just a GPU and a new power supply. I will gladly pay someone to do that and save me that stress. 100% will pay for that. Well, if you're into that, go for it. That's fine. But do not in your circumstances tell me it's easy. I think that's insulting to people who actually don't do this for a day. How much we talking? What you gonna pay me? Brand, I will buy you some birria tacos. I will gladly buy you some birria tacos. How about that? You know what? And a breakfast baconator. I'll buy you. Brand lives about an hour and a half from me, just for those who don't know. Just the tip. Brand lives, I'm not gonna dox where Brand lives, but I know the general area. He lives at most 90 minutes from me. The video card installs always freak me out. Expensive, big chunk of fragile. Yep. So, Only, why are you washing your hair? A breakfast baconator implies a sleepover. No, I'll just DoorDash it to him the next morning. I would imagine, because Brand does this, that he could probably do this in about 10 minutes. Brand will work for tacos. If I'd known that, I'd take it. If I had known that all I had to do was buy Brand some birria tacos, I would have taken this over to his house and had him do the GPU. 100% would have. 100% would have did that. Okay, Brand, we'll talk offline in about 3 months when I can afford this. I need about 3 months of upload VR commissions before I can do this next part of it. Yeah, we'll talk for sure. It still takes a few hours to build or rebuild a PC. Okay, bet. I'm not selling my kidney, Witness. I'm not selling my kidney. So anyway, so that's news of the day. I don't think I can do bingo because I am terrified. Just buy Brand deep food to go debug in person. That's an idea too. That's an idea too. Although I don't think Brand's gonna be able to debug anything that, not plasma, Jammy. I'm gonna sell plasma now. RAM prices my eyes. Ooh, yeah, let's look at RAM prices. What's up? What's up, old school? How about let's look at some RAM prices. I'm curious now. What is RAM going for by itself? The
award-winning Amelia says, not corneas.
You're not very good. Okay, good to know. One 16 gigabyte stick of DDR5 is $190. Plasma plus CME. Jesus Christ, relax. 2 hours forgot on PC wouldn't boot when I got new RAM. Gotcha, okay. Minus 17 degrees Fahrenheit. My God. Yeah, Mock, this is why I did not, when you asked me about this, I said I'm not doing that. A 64 gigabyte kit of DDR5 RAM, $876.99. $876.99. It's not tariffs, Faye. It is the AI overlords. You have how many here? How much DDR5 RAM? I have no idea. Now we're in DDR4. So let's narrow this down to DDR5. Wow, that's too many options. That's way too many options. So let's check each of these. Oh, gotta refresh it the second I check it. A 48 gigabyte kit of DDR5, $640. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's turn that back off. Took 2 hours for not booting to booting. I forgot this before. Gotcha. Okay. I think you should upgrade your CPU, but stick with DDR4. The problem is if I upgrade the CPU, some CPUs require a PCIe 5 motherboard. Some of the newer ones now, so I have to upgrade the motherboard anyway. If I upgrade the motherboard, some motherboards don't take DDR4 anymore. So there's a whole tricky balancing act there, Russ. And frankly, I don't want that headache, to be 100% honest with you. So if I'm gonna buy something, buy an all-in-one model and just run with it. I'll buy a bundle, stick it all in there, or have brand stick it all in there. Teehee. Someone hit phrasing. I have 32 gigs, Trident DDR5 sitting in the box behind me. Feels like I'm sitting on contraband and some shit. Oh, relax. You could buy a new house with that, apparently. That's a whole house payment. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. DDR4, 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 even DDR4.
Are we seriously done with phrasing?
Who the hell drilled my box?
So we're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore?
I mean, and look, what me and Brand do in our private time is none of y'all business. A 32 gigabyte kit, $360. Yeah, this is making me depressed. So bundles are 100% the way to go. Pretty much is what I just took away from this. If I do this, I'm gonna buy a bundle. Cause holy crap. Holy crap. Nosy. Another encoding error. My encoder's overloaded from OBS. Thank you very much. Okay, great. Fantastic. This is great. How many sticks is 96 gigs? I have 4 sticks. I started with a 32 gigabyte kit. I bought a 64 kit on top of that. So I have 4 sticks in there. Talk walk on me things. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down here. I don't think there's any additional news, but let's check my new site, Upload VR. We get the fuck Sam Altman like a sounder. I'm just looking for news. That's a Cyberpunk story that went out today. More reviews. Graphical updates for Thief VR. So, Anand, are you still here? Yeah, nothing new here news-wise. And I'm not going to Road to VR because they're always like a week behind. Have I got mixed RAM? No, they're the exact same clock speed, style, and everything. I bought it from the exact same manufacturer. So, again, I'm not trying to troubleshoot live on the air, Russ. So, we can talk about that privately. I was just browsing. Maybe depending on what you want. Did you finish Thief VR today? And if so, would you recommend it as it is right now? Because you played it, you started it a few weeks ago after it already had a couple of patches, and you gave that long review to Future about whether or not he should buy it. So I'm just curious where you stand with it now. After that, we're probably going to go ahead and cut out and play some golf. Oh shit. Okay, my monitors went off for a second. That was a little scary. There was an update either today or yesterday. Yes, my standpoint still stands. I do not recommend the game on Steam yet. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Oh, another good piece of good news. Just throwing this out there. There were actually 2 of these in the last 48 hours. Number 1, Real VR Fishing has now sold 1 million copies. Across all platforms. That's not just Quest and Steam. So across all platforms, Quest, Steam, Pico, and Galaxy XR. So that on top of DLC, these developers, United Games, have carved out a real living for themselves. That's awesome. Also, Job Simulator has now been installed 6 million times, I think, is what I saw on Rough Talk. I didn't read. Possible, so I get back to the games I'm supposed to be reviewing. But please check out my last one was Stellar Cafe. That was about a week and a half ago. And where is it? It's right here. And if you actually click on my name, you'll get all of my articles, which should be 4. I've had a story for Crossings that I wrote with Ian because he had to do some editing for it, and then 3 reviews: Street Gods, Men in Black, and Stellar Cafe. I am covering Crossings in full as soon as I get that released to me on Steam. That'll probably be next week. I've got an article coming up for I got a graphic comparison that I was asked to do for another game that I'm not going to name right now, but I'll have that done in a week or so too, because I already have the game fully recorded on Steam. I just need to go get the Quest version, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, please follow me on Upload VR. I'm very, very proud of this and the work that I'm doing here. Did I just crash? Because my chat just refreshed. Am I still here? Testing, testing. Hello, hello. You hear me? Okay, we're good. All right. Whew. I crashed and came back. Gotcha. Okay, awesome. Yeah, the chat reloaded in OBS. So we're gonna go ahead and just call it here because I don't want to blow up my computer now. Someone hit the BS sounder and we'll go up on that. Someone just hit the BS sounder. We're gonna close out on that. So sorry for the quick stream. We're gonna test these.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
All right, I'm gonna call it here, guys. I'll continue to chip away at this and try to figure out what the fuck's going on. And yeah, so thank you all for hanging out. I will, God willing, be back on Sunday. It might be another just hangout stream. Maybe that's a chat. We just come on, chat for like an hour, and then we pop off and do VR in the voice chat for a while. Maybe that's what it needs to be for a while until I get this figured out. Unless someone wants to know me, $800. So unless someone wants to know me, $800 for a bundle and to buy birria tacos for Brandon, put in this stuff on my PC. I'm probably, because the other thing I'm thinking about now is I'm probably gonna need some cooling too, because I don't know how good my cooling is. I'll need someone to evaluate that for me. Yeah, so a lot of stuff to think about. Yeah, we're gonna do golf in Discord. We're gonna start it right at 9 o'clock because that'll give me time. I need to use the restroom and I gotta make a phone call. So right at 9 o'clock, go pop in the voice chat. Go hang out there. Y'all can chat there if you want right now. I'll be there in about 10 minutes. Bye everybody. See you later. Peace.